So the draw has been made. I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. It could have been better. It could have been worse. See you on the other side. Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James. Guys, it is the Champions League draw day. The draw has just taken place in Nyon in Switzerland. A draw that could have taken literally 5 minutes, took about half an hour to 40 minutes, given the waffling that went on in Europe, in UEFA, and even the renaming of our great football club went on with one of the UEFA delegates renaming us Rangers. Jonathan Ross's European brother is quite clearly alive and well and working at UEFA. Well, the draw has taken place. The third qualifying draw is in, and this is how it is on the Champions Path, or it was some other path. I can't remember what it was called. It was about 3 different paths. For fuck's sake, why can't we just have one draw? I don't know. That made common sense. I mean, I must say the whole draw process just shows no common sense. Anyway, this is the draw. Slavia Prague versus Union Saint-Gilloise. That will be a tough tie. Both two very good teams there. Slavia Prague, we know, are obviously always a decent side. Union Saint-Gilloise are now a Belgian powerhouse, if you can have a Belgian powerhouse. Lille will face off against Fenerbahce or Lugano. Probably going to be Fenerbahce. Obviously, Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. There's something about Mourinho, isn't there, that he always just seems to, I don't know, manage to nerdle his way through in European ties and be successful in Europe. He seems to have the Midas touch when it comes to European football. That could be a very, very, very big tie. Lille of Ligue 1 versus Fenerbahce. Salzburg face off against Twente. 2 very good teams there. The Dutch team that finished third ahead of Ajax, Twente Ascende, against Red Bull Salzburg, obviously the Red Bull funded team, a team with wings. And the tie we are all interested in, of course, is the one that is the third tie on that list there. Dynamo Kiev versus Partizan Belgrade. So Rangers, in order to progress from the third qualifying round to the playoff round, need to beat either Dynamo Kiev or Partizan Belgrade. That tie will take place this week and next, and we'll find out our opponents, obviously, at the end of next week. Whoever we play from those two, it will be tough. There are no easy games in Europe, but you've got to say, out of the teams we could have drawn, in that half of the draw, Fenerbahce, USG, or Twente, you've got to say that Kiev and Partizan are probably not, I wouldn't say easy, but the best option of those other ties. Kiev obviously are, like Rangers at this moment in time, homeless. They play their games either in Poland or Germany, given the ongoing situation in the Ukraine. So, if Dynamo Kiev were to progress, you get ready for a trip to either Poland or Germany. If Partizan Belgrade were to progress, get ready for a wild trip to Belgrade, get your stab-proof vests on and get your tin hats on. It's a fairly scary place at this moment in time. So, either tie, it's going to be tough. Going to the old Eastern Bloc, going to Eastern Europe is never easy. It will be hostile. It will be scary. I mean, obviously, I think of the two, you'd rather face Kiev. Kiev, as a team, are nowhere near the powerhouses they were when they had the likes of Mikhailichenko, Rebrov, Shevchenko, for example, in their past history. They're certainly not that team of the past. You've got to probably fancy your chances against them, especially as the second leg will be at Hamdump. Realistically, it would be better if it was at Ibrox, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We've got to obviously overcome this. We need that Champions League money. We need to get into Champions League. As I said on the live stream earlier, financially, Celtic are way ahead of us. That's just how it is. That's the situation as it presents itself at this moment in time. Unfortunately, due to the fact they've qualified for Champions League group stage after Champions League group stage, due to our inability to do anything against them, due to our pathetic board and our poor management of the past, we've given them masses of money and their transfer policy has been better than ours. We know that now, and even as a fan who hates Celtic, I can see that as the case. But, we need the Champions League money. Now, just to clarify, if we were to lose in this round, we would drop into the Europa League playoff round, which is the one before the group stage. If we were to lose in the playoff round, the Champions League, we would drop straight into the Europa League group stage. If we were to win both, we, of course, go to the promised land of the Champions League. And I think we've got to kind of put to the back of our minds that PTSD-inducing last Champions League campaign where we were fairly awful, and kind of just forget about the fact that it's about competing in Europe. For me, it's not about competing in Europe this season. It is about winning money. It's about getting cash. That's what it's about. It's about using that cash to fund the rebuild, using that cash to give Clement and Koppen the best chance of rebuilding this squad so that in the future we can compete in European competition. Our target this season for me very much has to be the League Cup, Scottish Cup and the League in Scotland. The domestic treble has to be our target this season. Europe is just a financial cash cow to be exploited. That is my opinion. You may disagree with that. Please feel free. But happy with the draw. That's probably the best we could have done. Gives us probably more chance of getting through. However, you do sort of worry about this squad. Is this squad realistically good enough to get through? That is the big concern for me. The defense isn't great. The strike force is appalling. Cyril Dessers is a player who can't even control a football. I mean, I was listening to Rangers review today, and to hear, you know, Stevie was spot on with what he said, and he said, you know, it's how bad we are that we're actually just wanting a striker that can control a football. I mean, that's the sort of thing you expect from an under-10s team, not a professional football club. And I think Cyril Dessers would struggle to get in an under-10s team. He really would. But there we go, guys. That's the draw. Got to say, happy with the draw. Let's take it. Let's get behind the boys, and let's hope we can get through at least this round to put ourselves in a good place to either get Champions League football or get Europa League football. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. As always, on the way out, please, number 1, smash that like. Number 2, remember always, we are the people.